What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Zach. Now you may be wondering again why I don't have my bandana on, which was again that was my dad's bandana, but those are the bandanas that I wear because those bandanas were passed on to me when he passed away, February 6, 2019, from a massive heart attack. Now I'm gonna try something completely different today. I'm gonna give you a little bit of a tattoo tour. Now, two of the tattoos might have to wait for a while. Because, as you know, I messed up my arm. And, you know, whenever I find out what's going on next, from that, because I know I've got to go to the doctor about that again. Also, a different doctor to get that surgery on that. More than likely, it's just going to get drained because it's got a lot of fluid on my elbow. But with that said, I want to show you these tattoos that is on my back. Now, again, these tattoos mean the world to me because one, like I said, the sun is from my mom's mom, my grandma, who passed away back in 2005 from a blood infection plus many other complications. Then the middle tattoo is the newest one that I got, which is the lion, which also means protector. And like I say, if you're with me, if anybody's with me, even though I'm sitting down, you are very, very well protected. I promise you that. And that's all we'll say about that. And on my other side, on my right side, it says fearless. And you know what? Even though I've went through hell my whole life with many things, whether it was relationship, dating, just how people have always been, because I've always got turned down because of being in a wheelchair for some reason. I guess that's just how a lot of people are, and that sucks. Or, when I've gotten bullied, as I said, three almost four times, or even when I went through depression about a year ago, about 2 years ago now. I think it's been about 2 years ago now, and those things can really hurt a person. I mean, in other words, you see so many people go through depression and they're not here now because of that. I'm still here. Was I scared? Hell yes. I was scared. Beyond scared, to be honest with you. But this other tattoo that says fearless means, you know what? I've been through hell. But I went through hell with a positive attitude. I went through it, and I went through it, and I went through it, and I'm not stopping. I don't stop. I keep going, keep going, keep going. And even though I had that scary feeling on the inside, I still showed that fearless look. And that's just how I am. I always show a fearless look because I love to be able to fight through things. No matter what that situation is, whether it's a loss of someone or who it, or what that situation is, I'm always the fighter that will fight through things. Or even if it's going through heartbreak or, whatever the case may be, judgment or whatever, I'm the one that is a fighter, and and that's where this fearless tattoo comes in. Because yes, I have fear. Don't get me wrong. Everybody has fear, but at the same time, I'm fearless, and that's kind of the meaning of all the tattoos on my back. Now I'm gonna turn around and I'm gonna show you those tattoos, and let me know what you think. And because I'm curious. So let me turn around real quick and show you what these are, and we'll see what goes on from there. Tell me if you like this idea, because if you do, I might try to show you my other tattoos on the next one. So we'll see. And as you can see, one is a sun, which is the ones I explained to you, and the other one is a fearless tattoo, which is the other one I explained to you. Now the middle one is the one is the tattoo that I just got, which also means protector. And like I said, if you're with me, anybody with me, even though I'm sitting down, I will always protect those around me. Those around me, those with me, I will always protect. So let me know what you think about those. Let me know what you think about that idea. And like I said, as you know, I've got a couple other tattoos on my arm, which is on my right arm, which I'm also gonna wait until I get my result. Until I go see my other doctor about my elbow and see what goes on next. And I'll show you my other tattoos. But I wanted to do that one right now and see what you think, and give me your feedback. If you like that idea, I may try to do that again and show you the rest of my tattoos. Like I said, they're all upper body. So with that said, keep going, keep being you. Also, if you haven't yet, please hit that subscribe button, and it would mean the world to me. It would mean the world to me if you hit that subscribe button. Like I said, I want to make this a working paying job. That's one of my goals with this here on YouTube, is make this a working paying job. Now, when I get paid, I think I said this. If and when I get paid, I want to take some of that money. Let's just say it's big bucks. Let's just say that. I'm gonna take at least, let's say it's $1,000 I make, for example. I'm gonna take half of that, if not all of it, and donate it to, charities and hospitals and cancer centers that need it. Try to help and find cures for those that have cancers, or any kind, for those that have cancers of any kind or any kind of illness that there's cures for, and try to find cures for everybody. Um, maybe it's an amputee. Maybe it's an amputee of a leg or a foot or maybe a hand or an arm, whatever the case may be. And I want to try to find and help those in those positions, and try to be able to raise money to say, look, let's try to raise money to find a cure for these cancers, or find a be able to raise money to be able to give this person a prosthetic arm or a leg, if they're an amputee. Help them get their life back. Because a person with an amputee, yeah, they have a hard time walking. And sometimes those that are amputees are end up being on crutches or walker or even a walking cane, depending on what that what they have to have amputated. Mostly it's a walker or crutches. Um, but I would like to be able to give back and be able to help raise money to everybody, and help everybody we can, you know, like I said, give money to hospitals, give money to the ones that need it, to help, those that, like I said, with illnesses or whatever the case may be, and help try to find cures. So again, with that said, that's why I want to make this a working paying job, because I love to help people. I love to help people. That's how I was born and raised. Like I said, today I thought, you know what, I'm gonna try this and I'll see how it goes. So let me know what you think about that, because with me showing the tattoos that I showed you, my 3 back tattoos, um, a lot of questions that people ask me. Didn't that hurt? Didn't that that you didn't feel that, did you? Honestly, yes, I did feel that. I felt every bit of those tattoos. And I say that because a lot of people think when they hear I've got the words that I've got spina bifida, some people, think that I have no feeling in me, which isn't true. No offense to no one, but that's not true, because I do have full feeling in me from head to toe. Now, my left leg from just a little bit below my knee down to my foot, I don't have a whole lot of feeling. I mean, I've got feelings coming back. A lot of feeling that came back, yes, but not a lot. And that's again because of the surgeries I've had to have. I've had to have a couple of hamstring surgeries, to help me walk, or to learn to walk. Um, every surgery hasn't helped until this last one. Now, this last one, the doctor had to go in a different way. Instead of doing the incision like this, long ways like this, he did an incision like this. So what I'm saying to you is this: in other words, he, instead of going horizontal, he made it vertical, up and down, um, which made it easier for him to get into that muscle, to release what was known as a knot. And that's what was keeping my leg from being able to straighten all the way. He was able to go in, cut that knot, but to get to that knot, he had to cut a nerve to get to that knot. And when he cut that nerve, that took a lot of my feeling away from me, from a little bit below my knee down to my foot. Now, is all my feeling back again? No, but it's getting there. It's getting back a lot more than I thought it would. And like I said, if I have my braces on, when I'm walking, like if I walk with, have my braces on, and maybe I'm standing up in a walker, or even up to my crutches, it don't bother me. I'm, it's no sweat to me. It doesn't bother me. It's just like I'm walking on my own 2 feet. So I wanted to show you those things today. Let's see how this goes, and let me know what you think. I appreciate y'all watching. I appreciate all the subscribers, the likes, the shares, all the comments. Again, my name is Zach. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all, each and every one of you. And I can't say thank y'all enough. And I look forward to being able to help as many people as I can, as many people as possible that I get the chance to help. With anything that you go through, don't be afraid to say something. In other words, this again with YouTube, my YouTube channel, this is your safe spot. This is your safe spot. I promise you. You can say whatever you feel like on here. Don't, if something is really bothering you, say it. We'll talk through it. Like I said, there's a lot of things that you've been through that I've also been through. And yet, yes, there's some things that you've been through that I haven't been through. But in that case, that, you've been through it, but I haven't been through it, I'll still put myself in your shoes. In other words, I'll put myself in your situation, and put my mindset in your situation and say, all right, this is their situation. This is how they're handling things. But this is how I would handle things if I was in that situation. And then I'll come back and tell you, hey, this was your situation. This is how you handle things. But this is how I handle things. And, give you a different look on things. So again, with that said, keep your head up, keep smiling, and keep being you. I love y'all. Appreciate y'all watching. And let's get it.